West Ham have finally made some impact on the transfer market. Edson Alvarez should be signing as a West Ham player. There's an agreement in place and personal terms have been agreed. At the time of recording this video, which is on Monday, he may well be announced when this video comes out. But Edson Alvarez could be West Ham's first summer signing. Now, we look like we are ramping up our transfer business. Obviously, we know we've had a bit of a shaky start to the transfer window. We often start transfer windows pretty poorly. We often buy quite late in the window and do most of our transfer business, I'd say, for about 2 or 3 weeks before the window closes. So right now is prime West Ham time to actually get some business done. Now, we put in loads of different offers for players. I know there's a double swoop in for Maguire McTominay, which Mark, I think, will be covering soon. There's also a deal in place for potentially Fofana. But it has come out from Standard Sport that supposedly we are the front runners for a Chelsea starlet. Ian Maatsen, I believe it is pronounced. He spent his a loan spell at Burnley last year. He's been on loan at Coventry the previous year and Charlton. 21 years of age, left back for Chelsea now. There's 1 year left on his current deal at Chelsea, and he's not convinced he's going to be getting the playing time he's looking for at Chelsea. So he's looking for a move elsewhere. There's interest from Burnley, of course, who, like I said, they had him in the Championship last season, among other loan talents. They're looking to keep them on a permanent. I believe Ajax as well and Lens are in for him as well with the French team, both with Champions League football to offer. But for some odd reason, West Ham seemed front runners to get his signature. That's what Standard Sports said. I think the quote was something along the lines, and this is from Matsen himself, is that he needs to get assurance on his first team football before he puts pen to paper on a new deal. Ideally, he wants to stay at Chelsea, but Premier League football is his number one priority. Now, this is a really good deal for me. I think Creswell looks like he's going to be leaving. I know Wolves have pulled out the negotiations, but when a player allegedly, and I say allegedly, refuses to train for your football club, when he doesn't turn up allegedly, and I do say allegedly, to an evening of the award ceremony, when the attitude like that is there, you sort of feel like the writing's on the wall, and eventually, no matter who comes in for him, he's going to leave. So with him going out the door, and let's be fair, he's 33 years of age, so it's not a bad time for him to leave West Ham. Longest serving player currently at the club, I believe, 9 years. Like I say, been at the club for a very, very long time. So it's not exactly a poor time for him to leave, and it's not exactly a bad time to get a replacement in. Emerson, I believe, is around 31 years of age as well. So getting someone of 21 years of age like Ian Maatsen, Netherlands under 21s star, was one of the best players in the Championship last season. I think it'd be a really good deal. Now, the sum is unclear, but considering that there's only 1 year left on his contract, and essentially he would go for free if he didn't sign another one with Chelsea, I would imagine the fee would be pretty generous. There would be a bidding war potentially ensued for him, with obviously big clubs involved in his signature. But I could see us getting him for around 15, 25 million. I feel like that's the mark that would be set for him. And I know he hasn't got much Premier League experience, but hopefully David Moyes can overlook that for a player who looks very, very exciting. And to be fair, I think would want to play for us. We've got a good, exciting project coming up. I know there's obviously a lot of negativity around the club at the moment with the lack of signings, with the, what's going on in the hierarchy. But, let's face it, we have got a good side. We have got some really, really top talents in our team with a couple more additions. I mean, this is what I hate about West Ham sometimes, or West Ham fans, is that, we are panicking at the moment and thinking, we're potentially going to be sold another relegation battle. But when you look at our team player for player, there's not many poor players. Once we sort that midfield out and potentially get in a striker, I think that is the bones of a really, really good top 10 sort of team. I mean, you've got Lucas Paqueta in there, Jared Bowen, again, Zuma, maybe some fresh fullbacks. I think Emerson could have a really good season this season, should we not sign Matsen, but I really like us to sign him. And I think this is definitely a deal that could well work for West Ham. 1 year left in his contract. He needs to either sign up to first team football with Chelsea, where he's got competition from the likes of Chilwell and Cucurella. So I don't see either of those getting offloaded, and I don't see either of those accepting the chance to be put on the bench for Ian Maatsen. So realistically, I think he will leave Chelsea this summer. And considering we are one of the better Premier League clubs in for him. Of course, no disrespect to Burnley, but we've got European football on show. We are in the midst of a rebuild, so he's definitely got a chance to imprint on the first team. If we don't go in for him, I think that, Burnley may well. There's no reason why they can't come in, put in a £20 million offer for him and get it done quickly if we're too slow about it. But I think, unless we move for someone like, I think that there are other left back targets out there. Adrian Truffett, or I'm probably butchering that name. I did do French at school, wasn't very good. He was recommended by Nathan Neged, similar situation to Soufal with Thomas Soucek. So he may well be able to get. I mean, he just signed a new deal though, so he's probably looking a little bit unlikely. Hin Cape or Hin Keep. Again, I'm butchering names. I'm so bad with names, but he plays for, I believe, Leverkusen or Dortmund, and I think it's Leverkusen, and he could play at left back, and he's quite highly rated. But a deal for him would be quite difficult to reach. So, there's quite a few options out there, but it looks like Matsen is aligning as one of the better fullbacks that we're actually going for at the moment. And to be fair, one of the more attainable ones. If we chuck in a deal of around 15-20 million for Chelsea, I could see it working for all parties. I don't think personal terms would be an issue. So I definitely think this is one to keep an eye on in the next few days. And perhaps West Ham will launch a bid soon.